Hi everyone, today this video we're gonna talk about a thing that I think it should be more important and should be like something that we can say that it should be a belief, it should be something that we have to learn till our early days. That is practicing Stoicism in our life. And why I believe the learnings that the Stoics tends to give to us are important, because the Stoicism, it says that we have like obviously adopts the perspective of we as human beings. We have we're like a part of the nature as all, but we as someone that has like the the good quality of having logical reasoning, we have to understand that sometimes this logical reasoning, this creative type of thinking that we humans, we can say that we are exclusive, we tend to create too much problems. We create and we overthink a lot about the decisions, because if you're going to compare with other animals don't have like the logical reasoning that we are able, and the ones that we have, we're going to see that mainly they act by somebody called as gut. Obviously we have some type of gut type of actions, but we're seeing today that a lot of peoples, they tend to don't like the way the process of thinking that they have, because they think that they have a overthinking process that happens too much times than what should happen if we would obviously be in a perfect world. And so what we defend, and by understanding it, what do we have to do? We have to understand that the Stoics have always been talking about that, because problems, overthinking is a natural process that's already, like we can say that we have been suffered as a species. And so what are like the learnings that I think it should be taken? First of all, controlling just what I can change, and what are the things that I can change, and what are the things that the Stoics consider that we cannot change. So what we can change our health, obviously depending more of the habits that have a relation with our health. So doing exercise, diet, working in creating more motivation toward doing the actions that have an impact in our health. And obviously, to control our health, we have always to have consider the controlling of our emotion. Stoicism teaches that we should learn to distinguish between what we can control and we cannot, and obviously as well in the field of emotions. So what we can control is not in emotions. We can control the way that we reward towards things. Probably I have like a low impact in controlling the major events that happen in the world. Someone's got elected for president, some type of war has unleashed in the world, but I definitely can control the way that I react to that. And that's where so enters the goal of our ability to have critical reasoning, understanding and having logical reasoning that controls us to don't suffer by long type of periods, because we have not entered the power that we have to control what we can control, that is our reaction. So we should focus in not trying to work in things that we cannot control. Obviously we cannot just be what I can call as someone that doesn't have like the process of thinking and try to say that you're not gonna have any type of perfect type of methodology, and so you say that you're always gonna work in reaction and not in the prevention, is not what he say. Because if we're working in the prevention, we're assuming that we have control in the event, and so you have to work on there. But what do we have control? We have control in what happens to your health. You probably have control in how much you earn, but you don't have control in what things that are like the result of a lot of social cultural context, which a specific type of person doesn't have a high impact, like elections of the USA president, a war in the other type of count in the world. We're talking about that. We have to understand. And obviously, when you talk about control what I can control and doesn't give a damn or at least control the reaction that I have about what I cannot control, and working in how I react in not trying to solve a problem, which by just being not being something that's uncontrollable, you cannot solve it. It's a reality, and spending time on that, it's something that is what I call, it's not something that is useful for the majority of the persons that tends to want to be productive. And so with that, it comes so as well the concept of acceptance of the nature. The Stoics believe that the nature and events that happen in the world are behind our control, but we can choose how to respond to them. Accepting what happens and adapting wisely is essential for peace of our mind. Because imagine that you're gonna always bothering, you're gonna always overthinking, having preoccupation about what can happen in the world. You will not live, you will not have like happiness. Because happiness is not the absence of problems, is the ability to, even knowing that the problems exist, I can live good with them. And so mainly you're gonna see that the type of problems that majority of the times they can affect you like in a high scale, you can control it. You can control a lot of things that happen with your health. But even the things that you cannot control, well, you cannot do nothing. So imagine that you have some type of thing that happens in your genetics. Well, genetics is something that today, we're talking about today, that's why it's important to understand and have learnings to understand what can be controlled or not. Today we have not have developed a lot of resources that can try to, for example, have and healing people that have any type of disease that comes with a genetic mutation. But other fields probably we have evolved. We have evolved today when we are when we are some type of kind of sick, we can like try to prevent, try to heal, having the ability to take any type of pill. But probably in the past days, what will be like the solution? Probably just pray. And so in that time, what will be something that the heal probably just come by things that I cannot control, the natural type of response that our body has to save our lives. But today it's something that by information I can say that is my spectrum of controlling. So that is the process of healing my body when I'm sick. But obviously some type of diseases with more control type of power that I have than other ones. So it's something that we have to take care. And what seems like a pattern that we're seeing that Stoics says, Stoics, they have put a lot of emphasis in living in accordance with reason. Reason is like ability to make decisions based on logical and ethical principle. It's something that they kind of see that's something that we have to enjoy that we have. And people nowadays that they have like so much type of short-term pleasures, and they're obviously they tend to come more by type of decision making that it's like the one that the other animals as well have, the instinctive one, to always seeking pleasures. But when we apply logical reasoning, our life tends to be better because we play, we kind of unleash the potential that we have. Because example, we see people that has a health problem. What will be an instinctive one? Well, what's the thing that kind of gives me obviously the objective of not being sick? But so what will be my guts try to say? Well, what seems to be related with having the healing of six? Seems to be go to the doctor. But what seems to happen? Well, going to the doctor, the problem is that I'm facing like a problem that is don't being like having to take like a long period of time, which I cannot be able to get and take the health expertise. But if someone that is more expert use logical reasoning, what seems to say? Well, if I'm gonna have this information, let's gonna think about it. I have to look for a medical advice that has to get low type of demand, because what generates the problem of today, we have to take and we have to wait a lot of time to get access to medical type of advertisement, because a lot of people are demanding and exists a lot low offer. The offer is bad. what will be someone that has logical reasoning will think? Well, I have to look for alternatives. What's something that exists today that is free and it's easy access to me, that I want to have to pay and have to give things that I don't have, like money, like getting this type of expert doctors? Probably will be looking for AEA that today they have so backed with a lot of information. Probably they have information about how to deal based in the conversations that I can have with him. So probably someone that applies logical reasoning seems to and understands that it's controllable. Today we can have like access to tools that can help us to have higher probability to face this problem of getting sick, and so people with logical reasoning will go for so the trying to get so medical advertisement of AEA that obviously will be it's unconventional type of way to approach our health, but it's something that as logical reasoning is better than nothing. And so I'm working what's controllable, but obviously I'm using logical reasoning to understand if it's something that it's reliable, and obviously with the limitation that it has, it's something that we can see as a guide to obviously support our actions. And so it's something that's good, living in accordance with reason, using reason in order to be a better person and to get so succeed in my life. Other things, indifference with externals, understand that externals can come, something which you can call as look as well can come as bad. We can have like things that can happen as bad look for us. We have to understand that it's possibility, not overthink about understand that we have always to prevent things. Because example, imagine a person that you will look for him and you get that his whole is like surrounding a hospital because he thinks that it will increase the probability whatever. So if something happens to him, you will see and say that something that's healthy, not because what, because he's overthinking, he's trying to over controlling external factors that can happen to him, while which is can control, that is reducing the risks that we know today. So logical reasoning again, that is so health foods, eating health food, doing exercise, that's what's increased the event. And something that's I control, I not control the if a heart attack gonna happen or not directly. And so these things are obviously based as well the principle of logical reasoning, the principle of indifference to externals, understanding what's controlled by me or not. Other thing that's important, other type of actions that they tend to say that's good, mindfulness, self-reflections to understand and to calm us with like the stress that we face today. That's something that we should look for it. Other things that could be important as well is the concept of amor fati, the love of fate. What it says, Stoics encourage embracing whatever happens in life, viewing challenges and hardships as opportunities for growth. Rather than resisting life's difficulties, we should love our fate and see the value in our experiences. And obviously, this obviously comes and respects the principle of accepting what life gives to us, being critical and reasoning, understanding what so can be something that can be benefit, that can give us benefits when I face a problem. Probably seeing the good things that comes with the existence of the problem, how I can grow as a person. It's something that so backs the logical reasoning again, and that's something so that Stoics tends to say that obviously is something important to become a Stoic. Other thing, community and social responsibility. Stoics defends that we have a paper in the way that our environment works, obviously with the limitation that I have talked previous in that video, but with that say, with the self-sufficiency type of learnings that they tend to say, it's important that the Stoics say and they emphasize the importance of acting for the common good and maintaining virtuous relationships with others, because we are all part of large whole and our actions should contribute to the well-being of society. And we say that even if you don't have like a big impact, we know that the majority of people that I tend to relate, I have a small impact in their lives, and so as a Stoic that we have, we should be kind with other ones. So it's like a philosophy that I think it's useful to people take learnings to apply in that days that we probably see overemphasizing in the what is irrational and applying these more principles that are applied by the philosophies. the philosophers in the past will be something that will increase our our logical reasoning and our behavior towards life. So see you in the next one.